Let's go. The blame game is what we're going to talk about today, Cowboy Nation, and everyone that's listening. Really appreciate you guys for jumping in and being part of this episode. Be sure on your way in to smash the like button. I got some audio that we got to talk about. I should put in Cowboys' lack of playoff wins, but we will tune into that too as well. Cowboy Nation, y'all know the off season is always long, right? And the 4-ladder or the 3-ladder network, they got to survive by putting the Cowboys' names in their mouths. They do. But you always need somebody to regulate. Mount up. Regulators up in here. By all means necessary, right? I know it's scary. Shout out to everybody, man. One love to the HBO. Salute to the Share Gang. Appreciate you guys so much for being part of this conversation that rules the nation. Let's go. Come on. They really say ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Law Nation one? Let's go. What's up, man? I see you, Donnell. What's good with you, man? Let me see regulators. Mount up. I think Sue is going to the Raiders, by the way. He's going to go to one of those teams. It could be old information as it relates to that. I'm just piggybacking off of the Cowboys mailbag.com. You know, the Cowboys do a mailbag and they allow the people to reach out to them, right? But I'm quite sure that, you know, a piece of that information is an interest, but they just kind of test the waters as it relates to, you know, the fan base or what have you with these type of topics, which is good. Jay Lombardi, appreciate you. Said, earn your cape. Appreciate you, man, so much, man. My God. So what I want to say here, Cowboy Nation, I get angry and I get upset at most of this stuff about pinpointing one particular person as a reason why the Cowboys are not successful and these sorts of things. But before I go further into that part of the conversation, what if I told you about Sue is that last year he had 6 sacks? Lord. He's long in the tooth, Law. He won't do any of that here. 6 sacks, man. From the interior. When the last time we had someone with 6? The year before that, Sue had 6 sacks. That's back-to-back years of 6 sacks. Right? And then the year before that, he had 3. Well, he fell off that year, I guess. But then the year before that, he had 6 sacks. So I really think that this guy, Sue, he penetrates pretty well and he can get to the quarterback. And what I'm trying to do is win at all costs. To contextualize all of what I'm saying, our guy, Tristan Hill. In his career, 1 sack. I can't give the, I don't know what button I can press for on that one, but
Bruh.
Well, what about that one? So, this is the thing, Cowboy Nation, and I'm not saying that the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl if they scoop up Sue. I'm not saying that. But if the price is right, we know that's the way Stephen Jones look at things, right? And if the price is right, then you go scoop him up. Last night we had a good conversation about this. Last night we was talking about if you're going to rely on your coaching staff to teach and develop players based off of talent alone, then dog it, you better have one hell of a coach that can do that. And I'm not throwing any salt or shade at Dan Quinn because I really think that he can do that. I think he can elevate guys as far as their talent level. But in big-time games, big-time moments, you really need that. You really do. And my only thing is, why make it difficult when you can grab a guy that's been a proven commodity to help elevate those that's on his team? We think the world of Carlos Watkins, right? He had his best season ever last year. I think he had a sack and a half, right? And a pick six. Some people call it a thick six. You know, I think I got the highlight somewhere in here. Let me see if I can find a highlight of him running it all the way back. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, watch this. He picks it off. The thick six, and he give the man a stiffy. Yeah, give him that stiff arm right there, right? So we get that. We get all of that. My guy, Coach Marv, says, Law, that's not a fair statement about Hill and our other defensive tackles. I feel what you're saying, Coach Marv. But my stance on this, and I remember you said, hey, look at our interior guys, Navarre, Gallimore, Osa, what have you. And I like those two, too, by the way. Navarre, Gallimore, and I think the world of Osa, me and Big Game James, we looking at Osa to make that extra step. Right? Oh, some people have the audacity to compare Osa to, what's this guy named? Aaron Donald. Didn't Aaron Donald play with Sue? Did Sue play with alongside Aaron Donald? I don't know, but he could have, right? But what I'm trying to say is that I need somebody, I need a dog mentality that can help elevate said game of Osa and of Gallimore. And if you think of it with Tristan Hill, I'm not saying that he's trash or what have you, but he's not a Sue. Just like with my whole mindset of Anthony Barr, I don't think that he can walk on water, but at least he's been around the league long enough to help out on the defense. Not saying that we only need help at linebacker, but what I'm saying is you bring in some guys that have been around before to help out the youth so that you can get things going in the right direction. Now, I'm not saying that this team, far as on the defensive side of the coin, will not be able to elevate themselves. That's not my angle. Hear me out. Put the butter knife down. Don't shank me with it. But what I'm saying is I don't want us to be midway through the season and we will be saying, man, dog, if we had a veteran, man, that can come in and help us out. And in these spots, the defensive front, you bring in a veteran. The front is considered of 7 positions, right? The front 7, whether it be a Sue. I was banging on the table for Hakeem, you know, the one that the Buccaneers picked up, because I thought that, hey, if you bring him in, it will help alleviate some of the pressure. But that's a story of a different day. I am also looking at Anthony Barr, right, to help alleviate some of the things because of experience. Calais Campbell is doing good for the Ravens. I think he's on the market, right, Calais? Or did he re-sign? Defensive tackle is not the problem. Linebacker is the problem because of LVE play. But I'm not going to isolate it to the second level of the defense. Right, Coach Marv? Because we're going to play a lot of nickel anyhow. But what I'm saying is that, baby, it sure would look nice if the front can keep everything clean for LVE. Or it sure would look nice if in the pinch you wouldn't have to be scrambling if you already have an Anthony Barr that's putting pressure on LVE. But right now there's no pressure. There's no pressure for LVE unless Devin Harper, who can live up to his name of what he was doing in college land, right? And then all of a sudden, but to be realistic with Devin Harper, I think it may take a year or such. We got all hopes and praises for Damone Clark to come into the mix. But what I want the Cowboys to really do with Damone Clark, pump the brakes, don't rush him. Slowly integrate Damone Clark into the system. But who's ready for Luke Gifford? No one. But the only reason why I'm not going to bang the table, you guys make sure you hit the like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. Let me know. Keep the engagement up, Cowboy Nation. Let the people know. Let me know if y'all got notifications on before I go a little further into this conversational piece. But the only way I'm giving a little longitude and latitude for Dan Quinn is because he's Dan Quinn. He took the defense that was ranked literally 30th rank all the way down to 12th. Number one in takeaways, turnovers, give me the ball, back to the offense. 12th rank in defense last year, first on third down defense, right? In some other categories, they were ranked 7th, which was pretty good. So we did hear news about my guy Marquise Bell playing a little linebacker role. So that's for you, Coach Marv. Marquise Bell playing a little linebacker role. Now, could that be the insurance policy or plan that's put in place? Being proactive just in case J-Ron Curse get nicked up, patty whack, give your dog a bone, right? That could be. But Marquise Bell, baby, hey, I can't wait, baby. That's the guy that I'm really high on. And I'm not saying that he have the size to play linebacker as it relates to Mike or what have you. But I'm looking at this at this particular team on the defensive side of the coin as better than what they presented last year. And for those, and I definitely didn't want to do this at all. No. Down, dog, down. Get these dogs down. Down, boy. Oh, jeez. Down, boy, down. These dogs everywhere. But I don't want to kick a dog when he's down, but I got to use this in proper context. There were a third of the Cowboy fan base that was angry and upset, moving furniture around. Pookie and Ray Ray scratching his head, right? Ashaniqua, Kamika, appreciate you too. They was over here. Said that the world is crashing and burning because we didn't give the $70 million to Randy Gregory. And Randy Gregory got his arm in a sling right now because he had to go under the knife. I'm not kicking the down, boy. Shoo. Y'all get these dogs up off me. Look at he growling now. Get your dog, man. But what I'm trying to say is that right now he's going through a recovery. I can only hear the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder, the 2-ladder, the 1-ladder, all of the ladder networks talking about, hey, man, the Cowboys in trouble because they paid their star defensive edge got $70 million, blah, 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 and he now had to have surgery on a rotator cuff. Somebody kick these. Oh, my gosh, man. Come on, the block party. Put the block party up, man. Hey, so let's look at the bigger picture. Cowboy Nation. Get your dog. Get your dog. Get your dog. Here's the thing, Cowboy Nation. I absolutely understand. Did the Cowboys dodge a bullet? How many games will Randy Gregory play? We don't know. But that's not our problem. shout out to y'all, man. Happy hump day to you all, too, that's here. And could it be this all opportunity for Osa to step up and be up? Ooh, we don't know. So those are things that I always like to bring up, especially with this team.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
Exactly. So, with that being said, back to the conversational piece over here. Enough of the defense. Let's talk about the main topic. You know, that was just the appetizer. Now we get on over to the entree. You know, the steak and lobster mac and cheese, if you like that. So give me the kale salad, you know, with the caramelized onions, you know. But whatever it may be, let's get to the main tray. The Cowboys' lack of meaningful wins. The blame game. One can argue that it's all on Rain Dakota Prescott, right? For the 26 years of the Cowboys' struggles, it's because of Rain Dakota Prescott. If you think I'm lying, just look it up. It's Dak fault right now. It's Dak fault right now, baby. Ain't this right, Jay Lombardi? Jarvis, appreciate you. But somebody got to fall on the sword. And let me play I'm not going to listen to these guys. I just want to hear his intro right quick. Let's listen to this, and then we'll scoop over to the other side.
More drama in Dallas. Jerry Jones backed Mike McCarthy when asked about the possibility of Sean Payton taking over as the Cowboys head coach.
Let me know if y'all can hear that.
Jerry told reporters McCarthy is, quote, very qualified to win a Super Bowl. He has the kind of qualities as a person and individually that I really want to work with. And I know his players feel the very same way, and his coaching staff feels the same way. So I feel good about Mike. Shannon, what do you think? Can you see the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy at the head?
All right. I ain't gonna play that part of the audio. I just wanted you guys to hear that intro there. There are only one team in the National Football League. One team. There's not 32 teams in the National Football League. There's one team, and the one team, his name is the Dallas Cowboys. No one is talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, the Denver Broncos. Hell, I had to squeeze out the information about Randy Gregory's torn rotator cuff or the surgery that he had on his shoulder, what have you. A third of you guys wouldn't even know, you know, and not even take care of it because he no longer wears silver and blue. Right? There's a third of the fan base that, you know, oh, he's hurt. So we're not finna get into the conversation of what they're going to talk about back and forth. But I just wanted to play that opening clip so that everybody can understand that, man, it's the Cowboys or nothing. Everybody are reach. Look, the NBA is over with. The baseball season is kicking off. They got 50 million games, so they really can't really talk about that until playoff time, basically. But shout out to the Texas Rangers or what have you. I'm not really that deep into baseball. I can start breaking down baseball if you want. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session as we take a deeper swing at the baseball game. But that's a story of a different day. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. Everything is around the Cowboys. They don't talk about anybody else but the Cowboys. Padres, going to the World Series. Appreciate you. Shout out to the Padres. I got a chance to see them live once. Let me know of your favorite baseball team, by the way. If for those that's in the chat, let me know of your favorite baseball team. But neither here nor there. I want to play this audio. Basically, this is what this show is going to be based around. Speak for yourself, because they go into more details, and I can digest some of the things that they said over there on that platform versus Skip versus Shay Sharp. But let's listen to these guys.
What is keeping the Cowboys from winning a Super Bowl? See, in my mind, it starts at the top down. In my mind, Shady, it's all about the head man. Joy, it's all about the head coach. The biggest deceit that the Cowboys have bought into, the biggest lie the Cowboys have bought into, is that Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning coach presently. Because Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl, everybody assumes Mike McCarthy still has the capacity and still has the ability to win a Super Bowl right here and right now. But I actually think, Joy, that Mike McCarthy is a career underachiever more than he's a career overachiever. Think about this for a second. You have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, but with Aaron Rodgers, you only go to one Super Bowl. Now, it sounds like shade, but really think about the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. Joy,
I forgot to tell him to lean forward. I missed. Hold on. Right there. Yeah. First time I only got his nose. All right. So how long, help me out for the beautiful people that's watching right now. How long has it been since Mike McCarthy been in Green Bay land? And let me know how many Super Bowls they've been to since he been gone. I had to squeeze that note out, by the way. How many Super Bowls they been to? Huh? Now, what's the problem? I mean, he's supposed to be the best quarterback in the National Football League, and he should be working on Super Bowl 4 or 5 by now, right? So what's going on? I need to know, can somebody put that answer down in the communication tab? Oh, Reggie, appreciate you. Let me do it again. Zero. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl. So let's go.
your team, not only the Dolphins, but Pittsburgh with the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger went to 3 Super Bowls. He won 2. Peyton Manning went to 4 Super Bowls. He won 2. Tom Brady went to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7. Patrick Mahomes, in his short career, has already gone to 2 Super Bowls. The greatest quarterbacks of this generation have all gone to multiple Super Bowls. He's won 7. Patrick Mahomes, he won 2. Tom Berger went to 3 Super Bowls.
Let me rewind a little bit. Hold on, y'all bear with me.
Quarterbacks of this generation. Join your team, not only the Dolphins, but Pittsburgh with.
I'm not going to slap Joy, but that's the slap that goes to Emmanuel, because I didn't know that she was a Dolphins fan, you know, so I didn't know that Joy is a Dolphins fan. So before she get to speaking, is Dolphins on that list? Can somebody help me out? Are the Dolphins down there? Y'all let me know if the Dolphins down there. Oh, they are. Puzzling.
The Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger went to 3 Super Bowls. He won 2. Peyton Manning went to 4 Super Bowls. He won 2. Tom Brady went to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7. Patrick Mahomes, in his short career, has already gone to 2 Super Bowls. The greatest quarterbacks of this generation have all gone to multiple Super Bowls. So then the question is, why in the world did Aaron Rodgers with Mike McCarthy, they were together for several years, how did they only go to 1? I'm not going to blame Aaron Rodgers. Who I am going to blame is Mike McCarthy. So, Shady, when I think about what is keeping the Cowboys from winning a Super Bowl, you can talk about all the pieces, but to me, it's Mike McCarthy. What say you?
Could that argument be for Sean Payton as well? I know Drew don't have his yellow or gold jacket yet. But is Drew Brees one of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen with our natural eyes? And he have not been to multiple Super Bowls. Did Drew go to multiple Super Bowls, by the way? He could have. I didn't keep. He moved, stand still, right there. Slap the mohawk off. So the same argument If we were to pick up Sean Payton, he can literally have the same dialogue right now. And they don't get this particular levels of heat thrown their way. $4.99 Law for various or one reason alone. Joy gets a pass. Yeah, I'm just saying, right? She do gets a pass.
You. Well, I like your point. I see where you're going, but in this game, it's all about the quarterback. I gotta go to Dak Prescott, right? This guy, they pay him the big bucks. He's top 5 highest paid quarterback in the league. Okay, they give him a pretty solid team. You know, now minus they take away Amari Cooper, so you know they want CeeDee Lamb to be the guy, to be number one. It's all about the number one quarterback. You got Zeke is kind of declining. You know, you give a running back 300 plus carries a year, you know, they tend to decline. Okay, and then you look at the wide receivers. Now that you take a number one and you're asking a first-round draft pick that's been slowly getting there, but not there yet, and CeeDee Lamb to take over and be the number one, now it's more pressure on Dak. I watched the last playoff game with the Cowboys in San Francisco.
Yep.
I was blown away by how many people knew that the Cowboys would not win. And sure enough, they lost. And if you look at Dak, it's all on his shoulders. It's either show me now and get the thing done, or we got to get rid of him.
I get it. And shout out to you, Lamar, man. I got shanked by the butter knife from the way he said it. Rodgers, not that great, right? From the way he said it. And who would take Tony Dungy over Jason Garrett? Who would take Tony Dungy over Jason Garrett? I want to know. I want to know in the chat who would take Tony Dungy over Jason Garrett. I want to know in the chat. Because from what I can understand is that even the great Peyton Manning, who was for sure Hall of Famer before he even got a chance to even throw the football in the National Football League, it literally took that man 9 years, 9 seasons to get to the Super Bowl. Now, before all of you guys say, well, Law, you know, you're a fool for comparing Dak Prescott to Peyton Manning. No, I'm not doing that. Trust me. Who believed that the Colts were not loaded? Show of hands. That they just didn't have Reggie Wayne and things over there and Marvin Harrison. Oh, excuse me. That they had Marshall Faulk. He went off to the Rams and they picked up Edgerrin James, who got a gold jacket, by the way. You know, Dallas Clark. And we're not even going to talk about that front five, the offensive line for your mind. All of these guys in their youth. The only person that was there before Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, right? And the dude was just nasty with it with his route running and concepts. This dude had the plate laid to him. And before you guys start talking about on the defensive side of the coin, they did have a guy that they can get to the quarterback, baby. I forgot his name at the tip of my tongue. You guys, please put it down real quick before it slipped me. Put his name down. I don't want to pull up Google. But that joker can bang it. He kind of remind you of where, but he can get to that corner and squeeze off. Now, I'm not saying, come on. Y'all heard put his name down in the chat. Please, help me out. Please. Throw some salt on me right quick. Yeah, Franny. Man, y'all some real ones. Yeah. Then they had Bob Sanders or what have you. Of course, he was good, but he was injury prone or what have you. What I'm trying to say is it takes a complete team. And I'm quite sure that if you pick up Jason Garrett, and if my guy Jay Form is here, man, I apologize in advance. But I'm quite sure that Jason Garrett would have struggles trying to coach that team to go all the way to the Super Bowl. But this is a story of a different day. I'm not placating for Dak Prescott. But what I'm saying is that it takes literally a complete team. But if you want to pinpoint it on surely just the quarterback, I got a whole new world for you. And then when Peyton Manning went over to Denverland, they literally bought that one. They went and got some defensive pieces. And I believe the football god said, you know what? On this great dimension, we in the fourth dimension, right? we cannot allow this particular world of Eli Manning having more Super Bowl rings than Peyton Manning. So we're going to make you guys equal. We're going to figure out a way. We're going to remove the salary cap. We're going to remove the hearts and doubts of people. And we're going to make sure that the defense is all there for good old Peyton Manning to get him one. I don't care if he can't throw the ball more than 15 yards. We're going to make sure. Robert Mathis, appreciate you. That was the other dog on that defensive front. Yeah, Dwight Freeney. Boy, see, y'all are on to something. I love y'all, man, for that. Oh, I love y'all for that. Yeah. And Betha, yeah. A whole bunch of dogs they had on that team collectively. So it takes a team, not an individual. And I get it. Dak Prescott, according to, I think this guy is Shady McCoy, who I think that he always going to be biased anyway. Did he play for the Eagles? Yeah, let's go.
You can't pay a guy that type of money. If you look at all the top 5 quarterbacks, if you put them on the Cowboys, you see a difference. I don't see it with Dak Prescott.
This is where a lot of people going to say, Law, I'm going to leave the room. This is where a lot of people are going to say, Law, I love you, man, but
you must be out of your goddamn mind.
What if I told you that Dak Prescott, before him, we did have a top 5 quarterback, and his name was Tony Romo. Now, regardless of how you guys look at me at this light, that's okay. This is the hard conversation that you guys must endure right now at this moment. I truly believe that Tony Romo would have at least had him one Super Bowl ring if he had Tony Dungy, Sean Payton, or even Mike McCarthy. I would even go to this strength or this length to say that Tony Romo would have at least had one Super Bowl ring, even if he had Andy Reid as his coach. Nevertheless, the Cowboys fell in love with Jason Garrett. And all what I'm saying is only ifs. Right? I know somebody looking like, no, Romo to choke artists. Don't matter who the coaching staff was. You know that's the truth. And the main problem is really the blame game is really Jerry Wayne and things. But I'm going to go to my grave, and I will say this without any hesitations. If the Cowboys had Bill Parcells for the length of time that they had Jason Garrett, Romo would have had at least one Super Bowl ring. And he would have been considered top 3 or top 5 quarterback. That just, look, I truly believe for this argument and for those who going to detract me and going to give me long paragraphs and hate mail, I truly believe that Tom Brady is talented. But I also believe that Tony Romo is just as talented. And if you pick him up and put him on the Patriots and you put Tom Brady on the Cowboys under Jason Garrett administration and Jerry Jones with his fingers all in the mix, if we can go have that world, somebody who got time travel capabilities, go and make that happen and let me know of the outcome. Somebody going to be like, "Law, man, I'm shaking this dude with the butter knife." But coaching plays a major role. If you think I'm lying, last year, Anthony Brown just had 3 interceptions. Jordan Lewis just had 3 interceptions. Trayvon Diggs just had 11. Coaching. Y'all really think, come on, man, y'all got to follow me, man. Come on, man, y'all got to follow me with this one, man. Y'all got to, man. Y'all got to follow me. Y'all really think that if we had Rob Marinelli, that all of a sudden Trayvon Diggs would have still had 11 interceptions? Come on, man. Oh, if we had Papa Rob Marinelli as the defensive coordinator, Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis would have still got 3. We would have utilized the uniqueness, dare I say, of Jaron Kearse. We would have used Parsons the way we use Parsons. Come on, man. Y'all know coaching makes a major difference. Come on, baby. Come on, man. Y'all know this, man. Deaf the kids at law. You crying? Yeah, I'm crying, man. I'm just playing with y'all. But let's go.
Well, there's plenty of blame to go around here, but I'm going to have to disagree with you that Mike McCarthy is the head guy. I was actually thought you were going to take my position when you said that, but then you went to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy ain't the head guy there. That's Jerry Jones.
True
Jerry
that.
Jones is the head guy in Dallas. So if I have to put blame at anyone's feet, I go all the way to the top. Not the top, all the way to the top. To Jerry Jones. Now listen, we all love Jerry, right? Jerry's the best. He is an incredible spokesman for the NFL, an advocate for players. Players love playing for Jerry. They feel like they can go to him. He is an incredible businessman. He's expanded the NFL. He's expanded the brands, brought in money to the league. They have the biggest brands in all of sports in the world.
Yep.
Not just
Cowboys,
America,
baby.
the whole world. It's the biggest brand in all of sports. All that's great. Can't argue any of that. But they've won 4 playoff games in 26 years. Why do we talk about them like they're a championship contender? They're not. I know Dallas Cowboys fans are going to be mad at me all season long. Just get ready. I'm out. I'm out on y'all. You played me last year. You don't have to play me once. That's fine. Twice, I can't do it. And my mom is a Cowboys fan. I love Skip Bayless, but I'm not buying into their nonsense anymore. They're not winning around.
Oh, my gosh, man. You're all over the place, lady. But I feel what she said. I'll try my best not to slap her. You know, we don't slap the ladies here. But I feel what she's saying. 4 playoff wins in the last 27 years, 26 years, or what have you. I think it's only 3. She gave us 1. And I take all of it, you know, if you want to slice the 95 in half or what have you. Barry Switzer actually have 5 playoff wins in his entire coaching career. And we have yet to, you know, get over that number. But that's a story of a different day. Here's the thing, Cowboy Nation. The problem with the Dallas Cowboys, we had Dave Campo, and it sounds like a bevy of excuses, right? Oh, my gosh, man. We had Chan Gailey, which you can argue that, man, if Chan Gailey would have had a little bit more time, maybe. And then we went to the Parcells era, and I think that Parcells made it to the playoff twice. And that was a major, major leap for him, you know, taking Quincy Carter. And believe it or not, let's give a round of applause for him, man. We went 10-6 with Quincy Carter. That's a tall leap right there. You can't discount that as it relates to coaching. You know, he disappeared since then. He got in trouble. They went and elevated Vinny Testaverde, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that happened throughout that time frame. We went through the whole looking for a quarterback, Clint Stoner, and Drew Henson, and Tupac and Biggie and Drew Bledsoe, and then we fooled around and picked up Tony Romo and made it back to the playoff, and it was just enough after that. But Cowboy Nation, we got to look at the bigger picture on how we arrived to this moment. And I know I'm in the past right now. We're going to elevate all the way to the future, but let's listen to these guys.
Organization and the connecting fiber over all these decades is not Dak Prescott. It's not Mike McCarthy.
Fair.
It's Jerry Jones.
That's very well said. That's very well said. Let me talk on Jerry for a second. The reason I do think that Jerry does get some blame, and I'm with you, Joy, here is because you can't serve two masters. They always say, right?
They always say that.
If you serve money, you can't really serve man, but you got to pick and choose one. Even think about
stupid. It's not about that. It's not about the money. Look, I want you guys to look up. Let me see. Jerry Jones just got a $1 billion deal. Jerry Jones, $1 billion deal. Let's see if it's going to pop up. 4 hours ago. I don't want to register. But you guys can. We're gonna sneak watch it because they got they want me to register. But Dallas, we're gonna read it at the top. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones scores on $1 billion natural gas gambit. It's not about the dollars at this point. The man is 80 years of age. You can literally say it's about the tension, the fame. This dude is making money hands over fist. He struck the deals outside of plan just for organizing and being the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, by the way. He got not just oil money, he got gas money coming in. Gas money, natural gases at that. So it's not about the money as it relates to the Cowboys operation and organization and facilitation. It's about the fame. It's literally about, will I get the credit? Because if Parcells win the Super Bowl, they would have said Parcells elevated this team to the Super Bowl. And back in the earlier of the 90s, Jimmy Johnson team won the Super Bowl. Hold on. I had my fair shake at it. Prove it. Well, ooh. That's what he was saying. You know?
Get your damn act together.
But lo and behold, if Jerry Jones would have won the Super Bowl with Dave Campo, there's no one on this dimension would have said, hey, that Dave Campo team there. No, they would have gave the credit to Jerry. And just to move forward, if Jerry Jones somehow figure out a way that Jason Garrett to win the Super Bowl, it wouldn't have been Jason Garrett, man. He won that Super Bowl. It would have been Jerry. So the thing that he's holding on to now is his son, Kellen Moore. Mark my words. He would get rid of Mike McCarthy before Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore have a better seat and a chance than Dan Quinn because of the recognition. Nebuchadnezzar walked out on the Providence and said, hey, these are the things I've built. Look at everyone bowing down to me. This is me. I'm God, basically. And Jerry Jones, unfortunately, got the God complex. And before anybody say, no, he don't, Law, he just want to win. No, there's no salary cap as it relates to coaching. There's no I can reach around and pull this man and elevate him because I know what he can bring to the table. But when you looking for that attention, that fame, one thing we all adore, something worth dying for. We stuck in this game. We searching for fortune and fame. He's already got the fortune, Cowboy Nation. He want that fame.
In society right now, right? Everybody's all big on equality and all of these things. But the problem is people are focused so much on their dollars. That's why we haven't advanced oftentimes in society, because you get so scared about what am I going to lose. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, they were worth $238 million. That's 1995. Right now, they are worth $6.5 billion.
Shame. Woo.
So I think what Jerry Jones has done a masterful job of is making sure the Cowboys are a very expensive organization. But where Jerry Jones has failed is allowing the Cowboys to simultaneously win games. So I agree with you on that point, Joy. But to your point, Shady, blaming it on Dak Prescott. I think that Dak Prescott is what Colin would call a confetti guy. A confetti guy. Can you see the confetti falling on them as they stand up on a Super Bowl podium? Is Dak Prescott a confetti guy to you?
I will say this about Dak. He has the potential.
Now he backtracking. My guy, appreciate you. Cowboy fan, 1972. Switzer had no credibility with the Super Bowl win. We all know, man. Shout out to Barry Switzer, man. I think he is the Hall of Fame coach as it relates to college, right? And I think that when he went over to the Dallas land, he knew what was up. He personally knew Jimmy, and he personally knew Jerry Jones. And there's interviews out there with Barry saying, "Hey, man, are you guys going to get this stuff together? What's going on? Why are y'all messing up this beautiful recipe? What's going on, man? Let's have a few beers. Let's kick it. Let's talk about this." Jimmy refused. Jimmy is not without a blemish with this as well. He had his warts and his own personal feelings that attached to this too. Right? Two of these guys got these big old egos. But what happened here, and this is my guy, 1972. I'm just going to expound on this point. What happened here is you had the clashes. One, knowing majority of everything about football and the psyche of everything, the psychology of football, of not making it comfortable for those guys, because he had to create a new way to make these guys hungry every year. And Jerry, coming from the mindset that he's a maverick, he could literally change the Cowboys to the Dallas Mavericks Cowboys, because that's the way he thinks. He thinks outside Willa and Dilla, right? But he did that tactic from a remuneration of being the risk taker. No one never hired a college coach. They said it would never be done. Jerry, you did that. You ultimately succeeded in that. A third of the Cowboy Nation were really upset that you fired Tom Landry. And then within the same breath, you guys come up with a system to trade away Herschel Walker. This was the dark days of the Dallas Cowboys era during that time frame. People were like literally ranting, ripping off of their Cowboys material, saying, what the world is going on? But that was Jerry and Jimmy when they two worlds collided. One only being on football aspect, the other being only on the marketing aspect. But when the person didn't get the love and adulations, the credit, he began to say, hey, I do know football as well. I understand what's going on. Let me make some decisions about press conferences, about what Troy Aikman is going to do. Let me talk to the media and let them know the game plans and operation of Emmitt Smith, the playmaker. Let me tell them about the party that happened in Malibu, by the way. And let me feed all of the media good foods and give them trips to the media parties and things like that. Let me play the good guy, the bad guy, and everything. And that is what happened, Cowboy Nation. And when those two worlds collided, Jimmy was fed up with it. So do Barry Switzer get the credit? No, he don't get all of the credit for winning that 1995 Super Bowl. And here's why. The players literally said that we had to win in spite of the coaches. There were a lot of people that felt that they should have had that role, that spot to carry on the philosophy and the teaching of what Jimmy already implemented. But you come over here and you bring in Barry Switzer, who had a different mindset. Dave Wanstead was pissed. Y'all go look up Dave Wanstead interviews during that time frame. He was saying, hey, wait a minute. Why I couldn't be the next head coach? You bring in this dude. Now you have discourse. Now you have division. Now you have divide. Now you have different philosophies and teaching. Now you have this thing that that the player's saying, wait a minute. You eating your oodles and noodles, you're supposed to be in the weight room. Go watch the documentary of what Troy said. The 95 team is the GOAT. One with Switzer, yeah, Gary. And you couldn't tell that 94 Cowboys team that they wasn't going to win that Super Bowl that year, too. Tony Simmons says the same philosophy, just different coaching. But we go all the way back down on the coaches, baby. So what do that mean for the 2022 Cowboys? Is that we already see it. Sean Payton is in the shadows waiting for his turn, right? And although Mike McCarthy is the head coach right now, he already looked over and he identified that person that's in the shadows, right? And now his back is against the wall. Troy didn't care for him. I feel you, man. Jerry lost his mojo. He used to be the bad man at one point. Yeah, man, we supposed to run the 90s. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. And here's my thoughts on this, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys like what you're hearing so far, be sure to hit the like, share this content. You see look. It hurts me every time I say this. When you see the run, I'm just talking about the run. Because people fail to realize the 49ers, they was good. They was good in the 90s. The Chargers were really good too. The other team, the Eagles, were always in the mix or what have you. And the Steelers, they're flat out good too. And there's another team that I'm kind of leaving out, but charge it to my head, not my heart. I think the Bills at the latter part. I think the Green Bay Packers too. But what I'm trying to say, the run, and the Bills were really good in the 90s. But what I'm really, really trying to say is that run that you saw that the Patriots did, that's supposed to have been us. That's supposed to have been us. Every offseason, Bill Belichick would fly down to Miami land and just pick apart Jimmy Johnson's brain and mindset on how he handled contract, how he handled player personnel. And even though you can argue that the Dolphins were kind of semi-hot in the 90s too on the latter part, and then they thought if they get Jimmy, he would take them over the hump. One thing I can tell you, Jimmy, even coaching the Dolphins, they never had a losing season, by the way, and I think he had 2 playoff wins, even with the Dolphins, for crying out loud. But Bill Belichick would pick apart Jimmy Johnson's brain and apply it to his run. Boy, y'all fail to realize that what we seen Tom Brady do or did supposed to been our quarterback Troy Aikman if those egos never collided. I'm not saying that Jimmy Johnson was spotless. He had his blames and his warts. But if Jerry had the mindset of Kraft to just sit up and do the marketing aspect of it, I promise you guys would have seen that.
To be the guy, he does have the potential. I think if you look at the pieces around him, right, is a solid defense, which is hard to get in the NFL, right? Some solid linemen, right? And then you have a good backfield, right? They have 2 starters in the backfield. Now it's time for him to emerge to that star that we're waiting to see. I remember when everybody was waiting on the payday. Will they pay Dak? Will they not pay Dak? It was a question mark. A guy like Brady, a guy like all the new young guys, Herbert, they're going to pay them guys.
But when you keep questioning Dak, but keep in mind, Dak led the Cowboys to the #1 offense in all the ball last year. So how can you blame Dak if they got the #1 offense?
Slow down. First of all, In that division, they're going to get 2 wins each game, other than my Eagles. But you're playing Washington.
Yo, Eagles, come on, Shady. Look, Shady. You know, it's really only one Shady, that's Slim. But what you lean for right here, you can't dodge this one. What you lean for, come on. Where my button? I can't even find it. I'm so ready to slap him. Lean forward right here. Slapped him back into an Eagles uniform. Get out of here with that one.
Twice a year, right? Then you're playing the Giants. Last year, they played Washington. They were almost done by the third quarter, the starters. And they came back and they had to fight, but...
And what we did to your Eagles in the week 3, they was done in the first quarter, you know, not even the second or the third. So lean forward just a little bit. I slapped him back on pivot. I slapped him back on the athletic. I slapped him so hard he went from the Buccaneers back into the Eagles' grave. Come on, man. You know why? Come on, baby.
You can't base everything off the stats because in that division, it's not a tough division. But when they play other good defense.
Hold on. Who had a tougher division last year? Aaron Rodgers or the Cowboys? Like, what did that particular division did as of lately? I'm quite sure when you planned in Green Bay land, you looking at that schedule, say, man, that's why Aaron Rodgers could say, hey, Bears, I own you guys. The Lions, come on. Now, here and there, Minnesota give you a little fits. But I think that the NFC East, collectively, in the last 3 or 4 years, had a better win percentage.
Says you've seen what happened. They couldn't even put any points up against Denver, right? With a mediocre offense. And then in playoffs, where it all counts, where you need your best players to be the best players on the field, what happened? You know what happened. So I got to put the blame on Dak.
Joy, where do you fall when it comes to Dak Prescott? Do you think that Dak Prescott deserves some of this blame? Is it all on Jerry Jones? Where do you stand?
I love Dak Prescott. I was advocating for Dak Prescott to get paid. I knew he would get paid what he was going to get paid.
Right.
And being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys comes with a little something extra.
Here you go.
Shut up!
I got to say this, Cowboy Nation. Dak Prescott last season counted, I believe, $3 million against the cap. No cap, by the way. He readjusted his salary cap, and I think it counted like $3 to $4 million against the cap. Or it could be this season. I could be off on the year, what have you, but his money is not the problem. The Cowboys collectively got $23 million, and we are literally sitting on our hands. Literally. We don't make any moves. So let's say, for example, the Cowboys had additional $30 million. Let's just use an additional $30 million. Who are we going to go get? Let's say that the Cowboys, because the $30 million, that would be literally Dalton Schultz contract if it was absolved or what have you. We never franchise tag Dalton Schultz. Let's go all the way back to, let's say, for example, we got $40 million right now. Who are we going to go get? Who would have willed and deal for with $40 million? We got the money right now, and we are not doing anything. You know, before the start of all of these crazy moves going on, didn't you know that the Cowboys had more money than the LA Rams, and they made all type of moves? The Cowboys had more money than the Bills, and they made some moves this offseason. I can go on and on and on of the team. You could put it like this. I challenge you. Name me the team that made some moves that you want to make. And what if I told you the Cowboys literally had more money and refused to make a single move? And if you're talking about the Dak Prescott contract, I get it, right? But the LA Rams didn't even blink an eye. And granted, They did just win a Super Bowl, but they said, okay, Matthew Stafford, you want Dak Prescott money? Here you go. Oh, okay, Cooper Kupp, hey, you want this amount of money? Here you go. The Cowboys remove players from their team and expecting that less is more. For some strange reason, I don't think that that's how that works. Hell, Philadelphia, we literally have more cap space than those Philadelphia Eagles. And they are not even batting an eye, Oh, A.J. Brown, I'm not saying that he can walk on water, but we need help with our Devontae Smith. We need help with him. Let's go get A.J. Let's go get Kaiser Wright. I believe that's how you say that man's name. Let's go get Hassan Reddick. And I'm not saying that those moves would pan out, by the way. But what I'm saying is, when you start talking about the money, the Cowboys don't even use the money that they're talking about. Jonathan, he said it the best way. He says, not some, but all of your arguments circle back to the problem, the general manager. Man, if I could, man, I'll give you a round of applause. Yeah, I can give you a round of applause, man, for that one. Yeah, here we go. Put your hands together for Jonathan, man. AJ can walk on water. Appreciate you, man. I am awake. We'll find out.
Something extra to be the quarterback for America's team, which again, I don't know why they're America's team. They don't do any winning in the post.
I ain't trying to do this to her, man. But...
Shut up!
Execute Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional damage.
I'm trying not to get her, baby. I'm trying to find another solution. I'm I'm not trying to hit her because law don't hit the ladies.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
But regardless, they are, and there's something to that. And I think Dak has those extra intangibles that he brings to the table. He never makes things worse. He always says the right thing. He's very quarterbackial. And we've seen him live up to potential. We've seen him do some
for the most part here and there, yeah.
Yes, we've seen the capability. To your point, he has the potential for the confetti guy. You could see it happening. We want to imagine it happening.
Hey man, it just makes me laugh. Look, man, I gotta laugh at this one, man. I got to laugh at this one. I got to, man. Oh my gosh, man. I got to, Cowboy Nation. You guys understand what I'm saying, man. All right. The LA Rams literally just won the Super Bowl. The Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl. The Bills had an unbelievable game in the playoff, the Chiefs or what have you. And this lady gonna literally say, hey, I don't know why they are the America's team, but they haven't won a playoff game in so many years. But, blah, 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 blah. Newsflash. We are the America's team because you're talking about them right now. I can't make this stuff up. If you guys get what I'm saying. Like right now, there should be a Law Nation of the LA Rams or the Law Nations of Cincinnati Bengals right now, or a Law Nation of the Chiefs, Bills, saying right now, hey, where are my topics? Why are you guys not talking about us? But you can't keep Big D out of y'all mouths because we are the America's team, because people tuned in to the Dallas Cowboys. So I can't tell her to lean forward. I can't. But, that's the reason why we are the America's team. This should be multiple topics right now on Green Bay. Multiple topics now maybe on the Eagles, since they did the unbelievable moves this offseason. But they can't keep Big D out of their mouths. Let's listen to more what they have to say.
I think he has some limitations as he needs some big pieces around him. Yes, which is part of the reason why I'm out on them this year. I don't know if you replace Amari Cooper. Right. I don't know if they lost a lot of pieces this offseason that I don't know if you're capable of replacing. The Eagles, I think, will be better. I think Washington will be better, at least at the quarterback position.
Optimistic a little bit.
A little bit. I don't think it's going to be the same division it was last year. I'll say that. So I do have to place some blame on the players on the field. They're the ones executing it. But when you look at teams that have postseason success, when you look at teams that are championship contenders, have they been there? There's no evidence of this in the last 26 years that the Cowboys should even be in this conversation, other than they are the biggest brand. They're fun to talk about. People either love or hate them.
Okay, but in ball, everybody has a job to do, right?
True.
Like, even on this show, everybody got a job to do. In ball, everybody got a job to do. The general manager, Jerry Jones, his job, stack the roster.
Okay.
The Cowboys roster is stacked. Offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, his job, lead a prolific offense.
This is crazy. Shout out to you, Sadiq. We appreciate you so much. She says, Law, I'm snitching. We have over 250 people in here and only 132 likes. Oh, my gosh, man. Y'all hit that like button for me, man. Y'all hit it for me, man. And call in, too. Hey, we got the call-in number.
Shame.
The call-in numbers is in the description box. I don't want to win on our way out, then all of a sudden people say, hey, man, I'm trying to get in, man. Law, why you dodging, man? Why you dodging, man? I'm trying to get in.
Very good, too.
The offense was prolific.
Okay.
Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, his job, make sure you can turn the ball over. The defense, turn the ball over. Dak Prescott, his job as a quarterback, try to protect the ball and put as many points on the board as possible. Dak Prescott, #1 scoring offense. But Mike McCarthy, as a head coach, your job is to make sure you can get the most out of your players.
That's true.
I do not think that he is getting the most out of his players. Here's the thing that I don't think can be disputed. Joy, Shady, I can't wait to hear on this one. The greatest quarterbacks of this generation, most of the time, more often than not, their coach wasn't getting fired during their tenure.
No.
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick there the whole time. Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin there essentially the entirety of the time.
Right.
Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll there the whole time. Drew Brees, Sean Payton there the whole time.
Here's my thing is with this right here, with this argument, Well, where's Marcellus Wiley at, man, to bring in some balance to this argument right here, some reasons, but neither here nor there. When you name those coaches, are they in the same tier? Shout out to you, Sadiq. Well, let me pin that to the top. Are they in the tier of Jason Garrett? That's all I want to say. The amount of time that we had with Jason Garrett, and it goes all the way back to Mike McCarthy. He only been here for 2 years. I want y'all to understand that. His first year, we all agreed his first year. Come on, man, can we just give the man a mulligan? And you guys remember the video, just type in Law Nation mulligan. I said that I didn't want to give him a mulligan originally, but after we looked at everything and combed through everything, we had to give the man a mulligan. Had to, literally. And I said that he better step it up. But 12-5 last year, that's stepping it up. I can't complain about 12-5. I don't care how we got it. We got it. I digress. Let me listen to some of these beautiful people that called in. I got Coach AJ. What's good, Coach? You live.
Oh, not much, Law. You're doing a hell of a job as usual.
I appreciate it, Coach.
But my biggest thought about listening to that clown show is it's a clown show to get your ratings up.
Yeah.
Truth is, if you don't give up touchdowns at the beginning of that drive, they went 80-yard, and then the next time 49ers got the ball, they went another 70. If you don't do that, they don't score. We end up winning that game.
Oh, wow.
As bad as your offense played, you still had a chance. As bad as the quarterback played, you still had a chance. But the bottom line is you lost. Get over it.
Yeah.
That's Bill Milk. What you going to do this year? This year, you got some bodies in camp.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but if they can just quit talking about last year and start talking about this year, I still think we got the best quarterback in this conference because, after all, he owned Carson Wentz when he was with Philly.
Right.
And now he's in Washington, so what's going to make that any different?
Right.
And now you go over and you look at Philly, that guy throws picks like it's nothing. But guess what? He ain't their problem. We clown them every chance we get. The Giants are the Giants. Do they got a better quarterback? I don't think so.
Not at all.
I just think that every chance we get, our fans keep forgetting that there's teams out here, like you said, Miami ain't been there in 48 years. You don't see them talking about how bad it is.
Right.
We just got to get over the hump, win the first one, and then take care of the second one. But you got to show up in big games.
And Coach, you're right. One thing that I got a list right here that I really want Mike McCarthy, he got to clean up those penalties.
Yeah.
14 penalties in the playoff game. You got to clean that up.
Man, I don't give a damn about penalties. I care about how we get them, when we get them.
That's true. That too. True that too.
Because people forget, they think that in the old days, the Cowboys were never penalized. They were penalized.
Yeah.
But they got them at a certain time where it didn't matter. And Jimmy Johnson, his team was penalized for hard play. You got to remember, we lost games with Leon Lett doing dumb shit. I mean,
you're right.
I'm sorry for using that, but
no, you good, Coach.
Leon running. I mean, the bottom line is you can't go back and play the game. It's over. Now you have to move forward. If you say that Lamb is the man, well, he got to show he's the man. And see, the part of the year that went by with me that I always judge Lamb on is he don't line up. He always puts his hand up like he don't know the damn play. So him and Dak better be on a better page. If you go back and look at all the film through the whole year, this dude has a hell of a start, and then at the beginning of the game, he's got to drop a ball to get himself going.
Yeah.
So either they're going to have to figure out how to get him going a lot faster and keep Dak clean, because I don't mind my old lineman getting a holding penalty as long as my quarterback ain't getting hit. Because Tom Brady will tell you quick, I don't care about that holding penalty. Keep me upright.
Yeah, Coach. Let me say this. I got a brother who's a diehard. He really loved the 49ers, and he had his whole sentiments about Debo. Like, they know that he's gonna drop the ball, literally. But he gonna drop the ball. He had 12 drops last season, 4 fumbles, by the way, for those who don't know. But he was saying that they continue to give it to him because they know that he's still the difference maker, even if he dropped the ball. And that's what the Cowboys got to understand too.
And we get away from our difference makers. If Emmett was running the ball in the 90s, well, we didn't get away from it. Now, hell, we got 100 and some yards of rushing. We won't run the ball in the second half. We'll go out there and say, let's throw it around. No, you run it till you get to that 30-some times, and you just keep grinding their ass in the dirt. You keep grinding them and make them say, ouch. This ain't your first time on the rodeo. You're going to get thrown out. And we seem to keep talking about the same old crap. And it's just like, if Dak would have won 2 playoff games last year, you still would have been in the same boat. I don't think we were ready to step up as a total unit. And that's on Mike McCartney. That's on Jerry. Jerry's got to get up and say, hey, I want this last W. I don't care what it takes.
What's your stance on Mike McCarthy, Coach?
He's a hell of a coach. And everybody's going to say Aaron Rodgers is all that. Well, who coached him to be all that?
Get it,
Mike
get him.
McCarthy did.
Get him. Yeah.
You can't go over there and say one without the other.
Yeah.
You can't have steak and shrimp and just say it's steak. You got both. And to be a great team, you're going to put up with those penalties. Now, let me see how you overcome the adversity. Hell, like I said, I ain't mad at Anthony Brown for having penalties. I'm mad because they didn't double up the coverage. He's getting 8 for lunch. Well, if Kevin Joseph was better than him, he would have been out on the field. He wasn't on the field, was he?
Nope.
No, he wasn't. So he wasn't better than the man. So stop all that. That's why these clowns that say, oh, we can win with Cooper Rush. Go ahead and play that sound. Smack him. And she got to be smacked, too, because she's talking nonsense. I ain't leaving her out the gate at all. Because we, as Cowboy fans, we want to win.
We do.
You got 5 of them. If you look at the history of Super Bowls, you're at 15% of winning Super Bowls. Well, guess what? There's only 2 teams at a higher percentage. That's Pittsburgh and New England.
Yeah.
So we just got to get over the hump again. And do I think this team can do it? Yeah, I think they can. Well, anybody could do it right now because it's the month of June.
Yep.
Ain't nobody playing no damn game in the month of June.
You're right.
So stop it. You want to trade your whole team away? Are you crazy? Hell no, because in your division, you win your division, you get to the playoffs. That's the most important thing. In the playoffs, the fun starts. I last checked. That's how you get to a Super Bowl. You win your division.
Most certainly.
And the Cowboy fans, boy, we're rough on our team.
Boy, we are. Ooh, we rough on this team, Coach. And
I mean,
hey, man.
I hate to say it, but that's the problem with our fans right now. And I'm a Cowboy fan since I came out the womb. I just say it's been Dallas. I don't know no better.
No doubt, Coach, man. I appreciate you for calling in so much, man. Appreciate you.
All right, but don't forget to smack that woman, man.
Wait a minute.
You say that Mike Tyson piece.
All right, Coach, man. Appreciate you so much, man. Good call from
Thank
you,
you,
man. Yes, indeed. I'm afraid to open hand slap her. It go viral, and then now I'm Law Nation slapping Joy, and then she go reach over to her power friend Molly, and they double team me, and then I'm canceled. I can't do it. Law Nation slapping Molly, and he slapping Joy Taylor. End him, But I feel what you said, Coach. That was a good conversational piece. He said, man, forget those penalties. Well, I can see where he's coming from on the penalties. Nevertheless, you can't let that stop you. What I don't want is for the players to start talking about the penalties. Let that be for us and just get better. Make sure that if you do your job. And that's one thing that I like what Bill Belichick would say, do your job, which he kind of took from another coach. I'm not even going to say his name. But if you do your job, then everyone else would do their job, like Jimmy Johnson would say. And then you will look back and say, hey, there will be no meaning or no reason for me to get to hold because I'm there. I'm doing my job. I'm not whiffing off on a block, right? And then you can get 14 down to 10 penalties. Maybe, just maybe, we make something shake. There was a big 33-yard catch by C.D. Lamb in that playoff game that was wiped away. Wiped away. Right? Could have been a difference maker. There was an interception, a pick six. Well, supposed to have been a pick six from Anthony Brown. But all Randy Gregory had to do, if he do his job of blocking the quarterback, that's 6 points that the Cowboys don't even have to bring forth their offense. So every individual player got to do their job. But here I got another coach. Coach Marv, you live.
Hey, what's going on, Law? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
Hey, Law, I've just got maybe three points I want to get to. And I want to, I had pushed back with you when you were talking about the defensive line, and I was telling you about what was unfair. I just wanted to explain that. We can't use Tristan Hill as an example. He only played 10 games in the last 2 seasons. So he played 3 games, I think 3 to 4 games towards knee. He came in the 7th or 8th game, 10 games in this year, got suspended 1. So whatever stats he had, you have to do that. We have to probably prorate that to see how it has been. I understand that Sue is out there, but like I said, I think we got a diamond in the rough at Osa. Because if you take the snaps that Sue played, and you take the amount of snaps that Osa played, and you look at the stats, if Osa would have played those same amount of stats, he would have had those same stats.
You said that. Let me say this clearly. You saying that Osa impact is similar to what Sue impact would have been. Now they both. I'm looking at the stats side by side. They both created 37 pressures, right? But
okay,
Sue,
and what's the ratio of plays that Sue played and Osa played?
All right, so let me see if he got a snap count. All right, so Sue played. Let's see here. I gotta pull up my calculator because my math is off. So bear with me. And I really like the potentials of Osa, right? And I really like what Osa brings to the table. I did a film review. So Sue had 710 snaps last season, right? Okay, and let me pull up Osa, who I'm really high on, and I'm saying that if you bring in Sue for far as a guy that can help. Let me see. 400 plus 212. So Sue had 710 snaps. Osa had 612 snaps. Sue had 6 sacks. Osa had 3 sacks.
Yeah, you may count maybe one more sack if they played 700. If you have another 100 snaps, so we're not talking that. We're not talking that. We're not talking about that. It's egregiously different. Plus, I understand what you're saying about Sue, and I think we get caught up in this thing where we want to develop talent. We don't give a talent a chance to see it, and we say the one thing that we need to develop talent. Mm-hmm. Then the next thing we say that we need to get somebody here who's going to help us underdevelop the talent because they're going to play. You think Sue was coming in here to take that amount of money and not play that amount of snaps?
But you do know that, I gotta say this, Coach.
Okay.
Do you want to take snaps away from LVE for Anthony Barr?
Yeah, because LVE is horrible, and film show you that, and I can back that up with film. If you want to see, I'm not talking about stuff I don't like. I can tell you I can back that up for film, and we could tell that LVE is horrible, and that film don't lie on that. I'm not talking about something I think.
I know. I'm just trying to paint you into a corner, Coach. I'm trying my best to get.
Film don't lie on that. But I understand where you're coming from. We say we got talent out there that we need to try to get. But that goes into my main point here. Yeah. And I don't want to say I'm defending Jerry Jones, and I'm going to defend Jerry Jones on this one.
Okay.
And I want you to follow me here.
I'm following
I heard y'all on the last word.
Okay.
I heard y'all follow your last word, and y'all got on this Stephen Jones thing. Well, I have always said this, and please forgive me, but Stephen, I love you because you're in the Cowboy organization, but I think you are the mole in this situation. Because let's be realistic here. All right? Jerry, if you go back and you listen to the interviews when these things started to happen, Stephen was the advocate of Kellen Moore being offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Stephen brought Mike McCarthy to Jerry's house when Stephen was told about Mike McCarthy in the bunkhouse.
Right.
He was the one that brought Mike McCarthy to the house. If you listen to every interview, he never says anything about Mike McCarthy or Kelly. It's always Mike is what we want, and we love Kelly. Jerry has said some very, borderline things. But again, just like y'all said yesterday, he's trying to make his son do well. If this was a Jerry thing, Peyton would be here and McCarthy would be gone, and he wouldn't care about Kelly. You don't see Jerry gushing over Kellen like what he used to maybe gush over Jason, But this is Steven Hires. And if we have a problem with Steven, then what makes us feel that the guys, that his guys, are the ones? Because there is, and Jerry will not pull the trigger unless it's a maverick type of move. But this ploy of trying to do the systematic thing, this is Steven trying to reduce money. This ploy of Mike McCarthy, and I want you to we understand about this, Law, when we talk about Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy is a good coach. Do I think he got the right mentality to win at Dallas? As much as I don't want to say no, he don't.
He don't. But
it takes a special breed.
But you do hear what I said though, Coach, when I said, man, I'm all in on Mike, man. I'm finally all in. Am I wrong for that?
I say this. Y'all talked about something earlier in the show yesterday was crazy. When we talked about leader of men, we talked about Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
And I think Boston. I didn't put it on you. I didn't do the super chat, but I did on Boston. Didn't read the super chat to y'all. But I said this. I've been saying for a long time, and this is what the super chat said. I've been saying for a long time, to win in Dallas, you need a special leader of men. Check the history. A leader of men, based on all the different circumstances you have in Dallas. You need a leader of men. And when you're in the playoff game, when we went in San Francisco, true leaders of men promote confidence, not fear. You hear what I just said, Law? True leaders of men promote confidence,
not fear.
Not fear.
Man, Coach, that I'm gonna have to write that one down. True leaders of man promote confidence, not fear.
Not fear.
I mean, that powerful words.
So if you said your team was scared, it got it from you.
You right on the money there, Coach. I literally don't have.
And I would ask you this question.
Talk to me.
I ask you this one question. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna ask you this question. What is the main quality that you're telling me that Mike McCarthy has showed you, or will be allowed to show you, that tells you that he has set something special to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
One of the things
what is this special?
Like one of the things that I have to say from leadership role is also delegation. There is a unforeseeable talent that you have to delegate and to also teach people their lessons without being involved. I really think that message is something that even Jason Garrett struggled with, and I believe that the philosophy from the higher ups is that what they want. They want that walk around coach. But by me hearing that message of this is the second year that Mike McCarthy had got that he got elevated to $100,000 fine for being too physical. At least that let me know that this man is really, really wanting to get a certain philosophy implemented on this team. So that's the only thing that I got of why I say, you know what? Regardless, because I know it's a difficult task. You got to walk around, Coach, like you're on eggshells around Dallas, and you got to be very gentle of allowing somebody who got a big ego like Jerry Jones to get the credit. You do. I'm quite sure. Go ahead.
You know what's up?
Talk to me.
I listened to when they had the 100th anniversary show, or it was one of these shows, and Bill Belichick talked about his mentor.
Right.
Which is Bill Parcells. And he said Bill Parcells gave him his first job at the Giants as a defense coordinator. And as well as Bill Parcells gave Nick
Sean
Saban.
Payton. Okay. Oh, Saban. Yeah, Nick Saban.
Nick Saban. His job.
Yeah.
And both of them, all of them was real good friends, but both of them said that Bill Parcells was extremely hard on Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
To the point that he scrutinized everything he did, which made him who he is. And if McCarthy cannot rein Kellen in, you do not allow a coach to get his teeth gritted in the expense of your NFL players in their short careers. Mike Tomlin just told you that. You ain't got time for this guy, and the players are not going to have time for this guy, for him to learn his lessons during a season, because you're wasting the precious years that we have. He has to break it down and come hard. And if he allows to do it one more season, he doesn't deserve to be a head coach.
Coach, let me say this though.
This ain't the time to play politics.
It's not the time, and that I agree.
If you lose a team, ain't no care about losing the owner. If you lose a team, you're gonna lose the owner.
That I agree, but I've seen situations and cases just like this, Coach. And let me use this as an analogy. Sometimes when a man is dating a woman that already have kids, and they fool around, they get married or what have you, that kid is now their stepchild. There'll be certain rules put into place. Don't you hit my child. You see what I'm saying? The woman would take the defense of saying, that's my child, don't hit my child. But in certain situations, if that said man had a child by that same woman and it's time to discipline, he then can say, no, I'm disciplining our child the way I want. And the reason why I say this, and this is an analogy, Kellen Moore is not Mike McCarthy's child. This is only from an analogy aspect. I'm quite sure that there are things that Kellen Moore need teaching on right then and there, but Mike McCarthy don't have the power to do such. But Mike McCarthy, if he would have just went and got his own guys, his own people, it would have been a whole different situation and scenario. Do you agree with my analogy, Coach?
I agree with your analogy, but you know what you're going to start doing?
What?
And it's already happened one time.
It's already happened? Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you, what happened. When a player loses confidence in the offensive coordinator giving them the ball or getting them the ball, and they probably spoke up about it, they got rid of him, i.e. Cooper.
Yeah! See, me and you on the same page, yeah.
If you Mike McCarthy and you continue to let this happen, the next time they're going to keep unloading players because they can't come to you to straighten it out. And if you do that, guess who else will be gone? They'll be gone, and you're going to get the blame anyway.
Big facts.
So if you might well go out on your shield because you're going to get the blame anyway. And if you got any salt of a leader of men does not do that.
Big facts. Oh, yeah, big facts.
So that's what I'm saying about a leader of men.
Man, you on the point with it, Coach, man. I appreciate you so
much. So
that's
like I say, but leader of men promote confidence. They don't promote fear. So I should never hear that out of his mouth about we were fearful. Because if they were fearful, it came from you.
Yeah, and that's the case of being too transparent as well. You know, that's something that he should have kept in house. But he was transparent.
He said that for the crowd. But you know, he was talking to real coaches. They was like, that fear came from you.
You know, one thing I'm going to say before I let you go, Coach Tomlin, I'll never forget, man, they was getting whooped, beat down badly. And you know how the players walked through the tunnel? He said he literally made it his business to look every player that he had in their eyes, right? To see whether or not he can, I guess, reinstall that confidence. Even in the loss, you learn more from your failures than your success. And that was his message. And I said, man, that level of teaching and that intellect and that intel of him being able to look his players in their eyes and not wanting them to give up. And I believe, I'm not saying that Mike Tomlin is the greatest coach of all time. He do have a ring, though. But that goes a long way.
I will say
that goes a long way.
I will say this very quick about Mike Tomlin, and this is something the Cowboys can learn from too. Whenever the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know that, but I respect Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I can't stand the Steelers.
But every time the Pittsburgh Steelers lose, he doesn't hang one player out to dry because he makes everybody accountable for the loss.
Yeah.
And see, what we do is we let the media jump on Dak Prescott, and then our coaches don't. They just say, well, they go bland. And then the media hang our best players out to dry, and they're not all the fully called.
Right.
See, we need a coach that's going to say, hey, our quarterback didn't play well, but we got 14 penalties. We played indisciplined here. We played because I'm not going to allow my rest of my players in Dallas to hide behind the skirt tails of Dak Prescott. If we don't play well, we know they're going to blame it on Dak. See, that's when you start holding guys accountable, because in Dallas that happens a lot. We don't have to play well on defense because if we don't win, they're going to blame it on Dak anyway.
Man.
So let's put everybody on the front street so everybody be accountable, because it's going to take all of us to win. And that's what leaders of men do.
Man, Coach, I just finna pin your your statement right there, man. I really appreciate you so much for calling in, Coach.
Hey, Law, take that text out that I sent you, man. And this is an idea you may do on another show. I think Kellen Moore I'm trying to help Kellen, but I think he might be better if he's in the box.
Oh, that's a good point. Appreciate you, Coach. Wee. I didn't know. Look, man, I didn't know we were gonna get this type of level of knowledge today, man, from Coach. Man, he forgot more football than I know, and he's been around this dimension for a long time, man. And I really appreciate him. So I pinned his comment at the top of the screen. For those who are able to comment on the YouTube page, I just made it to those who support the channel only for right now until we get some of those bots out the way. The bots are taking over. The bots are taking over. So I appreciate those who support the channel. That's why you guys are able to comment. I really appreciate those individuals there. I got the VIP, I believe, from the 860. You live.
Law's VIP, baby.
Yeah. What's good? What's good with you,
Law?
man?
Law. First, I want to say, how you feeling? How's the family? How the kids?
Oh man, everything is great. For Father's Day, my daughter wrote "Happy Father's Day" with a permanent magic marker on the wall. I loved it. It was a bittersweet moment. All over. She started in the kitchen, wrote all over the towels, and it goes to show me that she communicating, right? She know how to write, and that's a beautiful thing, man. But everything been good so far.
That means her love is unconditional. Like that permanent marker.
Right. I said I'll just keep it there, just let it sit there and sizzle, I had a wonderful Father's Day though. And then I went out and took them to like this jump area, so they had a wonderful time jumping. And then I was supposed to her birthday is next weekend, so we supposed to probably go see Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, that's what we're going to see, too.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm a big Toy Story head, so I can't wait. I'm more excited than him, I think.
Good Lord. Well, you got a friend indeed, though,
Yes, you got a friend in me.
Yo.
And speaking of you got a friend in me, I need somebody to befriend our OC. You know what? We are so super critical of ourselves that we tend to forget little things.
It's the little things.
And it's little things that get you over that hump. Mm-hmm. What Coach said is exactly that flower that I think our OC needs. A good leader of men never fear anything. When I was young, my mother gave me a book to read, and she used to give me quotes out of different books, highlighted. This book was called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And it said in this book, you have to be confident before you get to a battle that you've already won a battle. Meaning, if your confidence is before I step on the field, I have already conquered whoever's on that other side of the field, then your mindset won't let you lose.
You wouldn't be nervous. Yeah.
You wouldn't be nervous. You wouldn't be scared. And as a head coach, if you show a sign of weakness for him to even like that right turned my stomach towards Mike. I've been trying to get Mike back in my digestive system since. Like you don't never. That's like I tell my son, don't never let somebody. You can let them see you sweat physically, but not mentally or spiritually. You can't let no man break you.
Yeah, unbreakable. Yup.
So if he was broken before we got to the field, that exudes that trickles down to our men. That trickles down to our OC.
Yeah.
What do you think we start the game? And I said, man, why are we always starting the game slow? Because of our leader of men. That has a lot to do with our. Now I'm starting to see clearer. Do you see that pattern? Why do we always start so slow? Then it waits to the second quarter, third quarter. Now we playing catch up in the fourth quarter. When if we had the right game plan and mindset going in, like I don't care what you're doing on your side. I'm doing this. Stop me.
Try to it. Yeah.
Try to. And that was our mindset back in the day. Even though we was banging on Coach Clapp, that was his mindset when it came to the run. All right, y'all know we're gonna run. Stop us.
Big facts. Yeah.
And we got to that bully ball. You know what I mean? When we had the great center and our guards and everybody in one, man, we were playing bully ball. We was like, stop us. Stop. We're gonna run, and I dare you to stop us. Now we're like, well, we're going to pass and maybe run. And you wonder why we got these crazy numbers. Yeah, we got good. We're number one ranked offense, but it doesn't count if you cannot finish games. And in order to get over that hump in the fourth quarter, you got to be that leader of men. You got to know, like, I'm going to the fourth quarter with this mindset. I'm putting a chokehold on you on the fourth quarter.
Big facts there.
There ain't gonna be. We are playing patty cakes in the fourth quarter. We putting our foot down in the fourth quarter.
Man, this is why we have these conversations right here, so that people can understand and know that we are all on the same page, man. And I really appreciate you so much for this conversation. It goes back to the coaching staff and how they set up these guys. I think the talent is there. I think that the skill set is there. Now the coaching just got to elevate and get the rest of the guys to be there all on one page. So, yeah, you spitting the truth right now, man.
That's it. And once we get there, because our DQ is there.
He's installing that. Yeah, he's literally installing that right now as we speak. Right?
Right. Right. And we really people like fail to forget what we gained last year from all of our defensive line rotation. When now that we lost Randy, our defensive line rotation was already without him anyway. So we already had that rotation in. So now we got guys that's already stepping up to the plate. These second year, third year players, watch this turnaround. Watch our defensive tackles our interior that used to be our weakness is now going to be our strength.
Man,
and that's scary because we know what we got coming off the corners. And if you can't step up, that's it.
That's exactly what I was saying last night. That's why I said with Parsons back into the mix, so it's going into his second year, and D-Law, if he can stay healthy for sure, I think that there will be a big jump with Osa. But this Sam Williams kid, the 6'4", 6'3.5", I meant to say, that runs a 4.40 40. Oh, yeah, he's going to get 12. That's my bold prediction. Y'all write it down. Y'all can come see me at the end of the year. He's going to get 12 sacks. I said it.
That's what I said. I said 10 to 12.
Yeah.
I said 10 to 12 because he's got that 4.4. So what are you going to do? You got 4-3 on one side. We got to push up the middle with McGilla Gorilla and our other boy. Like, we have a nice defensive tackle rotation where we can make that push in the middle. Your quarterback is going to have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go. With Micah and the 4-4, we got Sam Miami coming. Bro, it's a problem.
No doubt, man.
It's a problem, and that gives our offense that many more touches of the ball.
Appreciate you so much, VIP. I'm gonna let some other callers in, but let me know your prediction, man, on Rain Dakota Prescott, the quarterback for the Cowboys. Let me know if that before I let you go. I want to get your bold prediction.
My bold prediction for my quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, my number 4, is he's gonna have, in street language, 4 racks. No, excuse me, 5 racks.
5 racks.
So that means he's gonna have 5,000 yards. Mark my words. He will have 5,000 yards of passing this season. Period.
Period. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let me hear it, man. Let me hear it, man.
You already know. How about damn Cowboys? Let's go, Law. Let's get it, baby.
Yes, indeed, man. That's my guy, man. Oh, my goodness. VIP, and he keep that same energy, including on his radio station and beyond. I really appreciate him for calling in. Always give me the positive vibrations that I need for the day. I soak in the positive vibrations, guys. It make my beard hair grow. I'm telling you guys, it make me younger. I'm pulling energy from the positive vibes. You know, I'm really 67 years old. People don't know it. I'm just joking with y'all. But now I got MJ in the mix from the 206. What you got?
What up, Law? How you doing?
It, man. I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
Oh, man, you make good points, brother.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
It's going to be a good year. Now, I got y'all. Look, Law, we've been on for the last month. Now, everybody been listening to your boy MJ.
Uh-huh.
The most positive fan of all.
Yeah.
Look, now they thinking. Remember I told you we gonna have over 50-some sacks?
50? Yeah, let me pull up my notebook. Yeah, 50 sacks, man. You got it.
Over
50. Over 50, yeah.
So you know why?
Why is that?
The interior defense is gonna be hard to run on. And I'm going to tell y'all something. It's going to make Parsons so frustrated that them DNs is getting to them quarterbacks before him. That's why I told you he's going to be getting a lot of sacks from the middle when he blitz. And he's going to take 2 back to the house. Watch what I tell you.
2 pick six?
Two pick six. Yeah. And, wait. We got a killer. That linebacker, I told you, that linebacker they picked, they run a 4-4. Remember? What's the Harper? Is that Harper?
Devin Harper. I think, I don't know if he runs a 4-4, but Harper is pretty good. He's going to be a special teams ace, man. I can't. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to do a special, just off of your strength, I'm going to do a Harper video like I've been doing lately. I'm going to do a Harper video.
They said he ran a 4-4.
Devin Harper. Okay.
Yeah, and they said in practice he got all the schemes down, and he's been in practices he was killing. If you look at the tape, he was doing just as good as the Oklahoma State, the guy he played with. He was doing just as good as him.
Yeah.
But you watch the tape, and that speed kills on the corners and the safeties. Even your boy Ford run a 4-3.
Yeah, Harper runs a 4.49. So you can say that. Yeah, 4.4. Yeah, you on the money.
You see what I'm saying?
I looked it up.
Ford run a 4.3. The safety. They say he.
Oh yeah. Sure, Bill. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You see all that speed.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And that's why I say when they play in practice, that only make our offense play, because now they playing against one of the fastest defense in the NFL. That makes you even better when they play somebody else. And Dak Prescott is going to have a good year. Now, I talked to Steele. I was talking to Steele. I say, Steele, Both of the halfbacks going to go over 1,000 yards.
Both of them. Wow.
Both of them. You know why? Look,
why is that?
Steele, your boy Steele already, when he was going right, remember, I was telling Steele, when we kept trying to run up the middle and we was weak, and we just get 1 yard. But when we ran right or left, we'd get 7 or 8 yards, almost breaking. So Steele going to be even better. Then Biotis got in his mind, let me go use Duke. Only thing he had to do is get his technique down, with your technique as a center, and then he got it a little bit more stronger.
Right.
Then you put both of the Smith. Now the other Smith, 77, ain't got to worry about nobody falling into his legs.
Right.
You know how much stress that is, that I ain't got to worry about Law falling on my legs. You see what I'm saying? You see where it's going?
Yeah, I see where you're going, man. I'm picking up what you're throwing out, man, or dishing out, man. I see you, man.
When they go to the middle, that's why it ain't going to be about the coach, because the defense coach already there. Even if it's our OC, we said he probably need to go and sit at the top so he can see the whole field instead of being on the sideline. Then he can come back down. You see what I'm saying? Go at the top, watch what you're doing wrong, and then come down. Now, you got in your mind, okay, I need to do this. Or stay your butt at the top. You don't need to be on the field with Dak.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this year, Dak Prescott, he ain't worrying about his legs, his hamstring,
right,
his calf, and he practiced it. That's why that receiver, Tolbert, I'm telling you, he's going to have a big –
What's your prediction, man, for Tolbert, man? What is he going to have, man?
1,200 yards.
1,200?
Yep. And CD going to have like 12 to 14.
Okay.
That's why all them receivers going to be eating. So whatever receiver get on that field, that's why they got to fight to get on that field, because this could be a contract for them. Your boy, you just did your boy the 6'6" TG. What's 6'6"
TJ.
He got to get. If he get on that field, he gonna have a good. He gonna get a contract with some good team.
And he's a 4'4" guy too, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? Even
at 6'6".
Your boy Dennis Houston. You don't know. He's fast. He make great. Because when I watched the Yak, the Yak after the catch. I watched what they did in college after the Yak. You see what I'm saying? And man, we gonna come with so much. See, everybody don't know one thing about the Cowboys. And Will McClay saving the Cowboys.
He is. Yep.
They know how to draft. That's why Stephen Jones them smoking a cigar, and he probably laughing at us. Them guys don't know what they're talking about. Them fans, I'm getting sick of them fans. They think they know. We know how to draft. No, Stephen Jones, Will McClay know how to draft. That's why y'all gave him a lot more money, and he'll be the next GM when the old man leaves.
No doubt, MJ, man. I'm going to let these other callers get in, man, but I really appreciate you, man. Get one more point before I let you roll, man. What you got, man?
To the Cowboy fans, we about to do it. We could get over that one hump, that one playoff hump, we'll be in the Super Bowl. Our only problem, when we have the best records, we always lose the first game. Let's pray, everybody. If we win that first game and get that second game, we going to the Super Bowl. I'm saying it right now. How about them Cowboys?
Thou shall decree a thing, and it shall be established, man. I appreciate you, MJ. Hey, man, it can all happen. This is Devin Harper's combine. Well, not combine numbers, but his overall. I guess you can say, what you call these things, his measurables, his stats, or what have you, or his speed, his 40 on the low end. He ran a 4.47. Then he ran a 4.5, and then he ran a high of a 4.56 on these three splits right there. So I normally look at game speed, and he is quick on game speed. But far as just a constant or a considerable 4.4 guy, I mean, I would take it. You know, my guy Sean Lee ran a 4.72. And it seems like sometimes there was two Sean Lees out there. So I don't care if this man runs a 4.3 or a 4.7. I just hope that he can play to like the level of Sean Lee, right? And that would be me wishful thinking. But neither here nor there. I just look at Devin Harper as a guy that's going to be a special team ace for this team, and I can't wait to see this kid in a Cowboys uniform trying to make the team and make an impact. So that's my thoughts on 40 time. I'm looking at the game day speed. And, of course, you guys know we talked about where my guy TJ Vasher at, this tall Neanderthal guy that got good hands or what have you, got some good speed, play on the outside. They even line him at Texas Tech inside as a slot. So the Cowboys just going to have to utilize that tall weaponry there and see if they can get things going in the best way possible. I got the 5-6-2. You live.
Yo, what's the deal, Law? How you doing today?
Man, I'm well. I can't complain.
I say I could dig it. You know, we hanging on like a hubcap in the fast lane.
Most certainly.
Indeed. Man, I was calling to say what's up. You know, I caught your show in late, so, you know, I just wanted to put in my 2 cents. One, Kellen Moore in the booth with Dan Quinn, you think that would make a difference?
I think he can see the field better, and he can see some things that he might have overlooked and then make the necessary adjustments from there. That's a great observation from you and Coach Marv. I think he sent me a text on that, and I'm going to have to read it when we get off of the reason why him in the booth will be better. I think that from a defensive aspect, being on the sidelines, getting the vibe, getting the feeling, the true feelings of the impact of the game is good. But if you put those guys in the booth and they work pretty well, then let them be there.
Facts. Okay, I got that. Now, since I think it was Coach that said something about the line, like Tyler, what's his name? Tyler. Hopefully, he does well. Like, I don't expect him to do great. I just want him to be okay. I just want him to be okay for the first year.
What you talking about, Biotish or Smith?
No, Smith, because Biotish is going to build off of him.
Right.
Because he's doing okay. Like, Biotish is going to have that mentality. Hopefully, I have the mentality. I know I can play better than him. So let me show you. Let me show you what I can do. Let me show you what I can do, rookie. And then hopefully they just feed off each other. And then hopefully, Smith is, grooming him, this and that, to be an elite. But if those two can get on the same page and move that line,
right,
I think Zeke has a chance to be coming back to one of the best running backs in the league. Because without that offensive line, his numbers went down. But you understand, we lost 2 of our best offensive line. Ever since Charger Frederick retired, our running game has been the same since. Just like old boy said, Coach Clapp, we play bully ball, and that's what I love.
We do what we do best, whether it's on the moon or yeah. That was his philosophy, right? You're right. Our thing is with Coach Jason Garrett, he didn't believe in any analytics, right? And this was the thing with him. This is my thing. Some of the things that we see out of Kellen Moore, we still see it now, meaning that, hey, making the adjustments or – hear me out. The counterpunch. I think that Jason Garrett, his whole mantra was like, hey, we the best. We have the best running game out there. We're going to line them up, lace them up, and we're going to do what we do best, whether it's on the moon or whatever. And when we played against that, the best game to really go back and look at was the Seattle Seahawks game, the 2014 Seattle Seahawks game. When DeMarco Murray, he said, hey, we got y'all talking about Legion of Boom, they were still on that high, but we're going to show you that we're going to line them up and lace them up and run it on you, and that's what they did.
And I'm out that game.
Richard Sherman didn't want to do nothing with DeMarco Murray on that play when he scored that touchdown or what have you. So I get you need parts of that, right? But you also need parts of counterattack and then taking away some of the other team weaknesses and things like that.
Right. But our peep game, I don't know. People always say when we was running the ball great, Dak can't throw the ball. he's dinking and dunking, this and that. But we had a great running game.
Yeah.
Now the running game is, shady, looking kind of shaky. Dak is beat Tony. He passed Tony Romo, who's single most touchdowns in the franchise.
Yeah.
Threw him 4,400 yards.
Yeah.
Or something like that, even more. Like old boy said, if Dak gonna have 5,000 yards, I believe it, because now they want Dak to throw it. Now Dak is throwing the ball. They shitting on our running game.
Yeah. This is the thing with Dak Prescott. And this is the thing that I really want people to understand. And on Twitter, me and Louis T was going back and forth over who's great and who's not or what have you. And I was going to say it just like this. The reason why I said I would select, and this is a whole nother topic, but it's going to fit right into what I'm saying. The reason why I'm going to select Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and as well as Michael Irvin over Joe Montana or Steve Young or Barry Sanders or Natron Mean or Barry Foster or what have you, or the great wide receivers during that time, Jerry Rice and some other guys, Andre Rice, Andre Reed, or what have you. The reason why I'm still selecting my guys is not the fact that who's better or who's not. It's the fact that how they fit in your said system. The Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott, when they run the ball 30 or more times, we are 30-0, believe it or not. When they run the ball 25 times or attempt to run the ball 25 or more, or right at 25, we have a very favorable record. I think that Dak Prescott can make every throw. But this is the thing. I don't want him to make every throw. I really want the Cowboys to get back to power football, Big 12 personnel, and create those nuances where you got a quarterback there's a dual threat. He can roll them out. I think he's top in the NFL when he roll out or what have you. If you look at the recipe on how to win, then you do that. But don't try to make Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, just like we didn't try to make Troy Aikman, Jim Kelly, John Elway, Dan Marino, Steve Young, nor Joe Montana. But Troy, if you look at his particular stat lines or what have you, Jim Kelly, who played less games than Troy in a collective year, in a collective season, I meant to say, trumps Troy in every major category. Touchdown, quarterback percentage, yardage, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Even Jim Kelly from an aspect of wins. Jim Kelly got more wins than Troy. But Troy got more rings. I'm still leaning on Troy. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
But the modern day fans, the modern day fans will look at it like, nah, man, Jim Kelly, he literally had, I think the ratio is just silly. Jim Kelly literally had 230-some touchdowns compared to Troy's 160-something. It's not even close.
Right.
But the modern day fan,
get you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the modern day fan will only look at those stats, and they will look at the games that he won and say, "Hey, Jim Kelly's clearly better," which he's not, in my opinion.
No, he's not. Man, I got the same thing. Didn't you lose to Troy Aikman 3 times in a row?
I think so. Or 2. He got knocked out of one of those playoff games, but that's one of those Super Bowls. But that's a story of a different day. Mm-hmm.
Facts. But yeah, man. So now, if Dak, like you said, you don't want Dak to make all them throws. Do we have a capable tight end to block for him to make the throws or for the running game?
I think that Jake Ferguson and Dalton Schultz, and I know we haven't seen Jake Ferguson play a down yet in the National Football League, but I'm looking at those guys. They can run that 12 look. They can. Just give them an opportunity to do such.
Man, now, what's your take on Leighton Vander Esch? Because he's been quiet. I thought he had been gone last year or the year before when they let when they let Jalen Smith go. I was really contemplating why let him go. You should let the other guy go.
Yeah.
You know, that was a little personal feeling, but I understand. Like now, do you think he can produce like his rookie season, or he just be like a solid piece on the field just to fill in the gap?
They are really speaking glowingly of Leighton Vander Esch, and why not, right? He's a guy that they used a first-round draft pick for him, so of course they're going to speak glowingly of him, and they're going to give him the chance and opportunity to fail. But my thing is with Leighton Vander Esch, I don't know what year he's going to have. I don't, and it's a wait-and-see model. But for $2.5 million, that's his contract, and I think only $1 million of it is guaranteed. I think that makes it gets a hard on for Stephen Jones, man. Just to be fair with you, I mean, he's looking at it like, man, this guy's willing to play for peanuts, and you got a guy that's out there on the streets that want 5 or 6. Nah, I like this guy because he's cheap. Now, is cheap being the right way? No, but that's the Stephen Jones way, and he's hoping and banking that his gamble can work out.
Will pay off.
Will pay out, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So I can't get mad at a rental.
Good, man.
Yeah. And think about this though. It would be a good spot for LVE if he can give us some parts of 2018 LVE, and then all of a sudden next year we roll in Damone Clark and Jabril Cox will be ready, and then we got our you got our unit right there. And then they can go into the draft pool and draft another guy, but they don't want to bring in an old long in the tooth guy, from what I can pick up from what the Cowboys putting out.
They want to keep it nice and fresh.
Yep.
So
I appreciate you, man. That's a good call from you, man. What's your name again?
Yeah, man. Aaron, man. You know, call straight out of Long Beach, man.
In Long Beach, man. You gonna be at Oxnard Groove?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I already got my trailer hooked up and everything.
Man, just hey, man, I'm gonna hit you up, man. I might save me some oodles and noodles, man, or something, man.
Oh, man, look, man. Look, I'm gonna have a nice cold one, oodles and noodles, and you got a free restroom to use. Okay, true that. Hey, what cell phone service you got out there, man? Oh, I'm with Verizon.
Do me a favor, because I got Verizon, and I know the signal be trash. Let me know if you could if you close to that location, let me know that they put a new tower up there or something so that I can get better connection, man. Down the line, it don't have to be today or tomorrow, though, but before I get out there, man, just let me know.
Gotcha.
Appreciate you.
Indeed, I will, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Salute. That's a good call from him, man. Every time I go out there, man, I lose signal and connection, and it just be a horrible experience for me out there in Oxnard sometimes. And Verizon, y'all got to get y'all stuff together, man. Oh, my goodness, man. All right, man, this is what we're going to do.
The conference has been locked.
Because I talk to you guys all day, you know. They be like, Lord, you 3-4 hours live in this thing. So, all right, we got 2 more callers here. I think Cowboy Holic was the one person that been sitting here waiting, then the other 540 you be next. So 309, what's on your mind?
What's up, Law Nation?
Get to it, man. Talk to me.
Cowboy holics everywhere.
Yeah.
I got a few things I want to say. I've been sold on T.J. Vasher. I've been watching him since Texas Tech.
Oh, wow.
You know, I feel that our red zone efficiency should go up this year, because with him out there on the field, somebody's going to have to put a helmet or something on him, because he's just too tall to just be let loose.
Yeah.
I feel there may be some doubles on him, which may leave some other people open, but I'm quite sure our red zone efficiency should go up this year.
Yeah. I mean, you're on the money, man, with TJ. So are you a Texas Tech fan, or what was your storyline?
No, I'm a Pig Suey fan. I'm an Arkansas Razorback fan.
Okay.
But I love players, you know, and I like defense better than offense. But I love when players make spectacular plays. It makes the game a little bit more exciting.
Right.
To me.
Right.
I'm sold. Now I done drank the Kool-Aid on our defense. Basically, Dan Quinn. But on the offense, I'm kind of shaky. I want us to get back to that, like you was talking about earlier. I want us to get back to that power.
Yeah,
that power game with running the ball. You know, I don't really want Dak to have to throw for 5,000 yards. That means,
me too.
See, that means that we went up on our running game.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I feel this may be our year. You know, we got pretty good, I think, defense rotation. Mm-hmm. We got some like that Sam Williams. I can't wait to see him.
12 sacks Williams.
I'm with you on that 10 to 12 sacks. I still feel Parsons may show out and show up as usual. Mm-hmm. He talking about 20 sacks. I can't wait to see him put his hands on some quarterbacks.
Shoot.
I want him to kick Brady ass.
Oh yeah, week one, yeah.
Yeah, he bumped him a couple of times last year, but he didn't get to put them monkey hands on him like I wanted him to.
Yeah.
How about these Cowboys? Them boys. I love you, Law Nation.
Appreciate it, man.
Your content is the best. And you keep doing what you're doing. And happy belated Father's Day.
Man, appreciate you, man. One love to you as well, man. Thank you, man. Cowboy Holic, man. Appreciate you.
Go.
Let's go. Suey fan, right? Arkansas. So that means he know everything about Ridgeway, right? Right. 540, you're live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it. Talk to me.
Hey, man. All right, so I got a question for you first, man. Realistically, give me your honest hearts and hearts. How do you feel this season is going to go, man?
Man, it's too quick. It's too soon
not what
for
the
me.
Cowboys paying you now. Not what they give him the money they give you. But
man, come on. Tell Jerry he owed me a few checks though, man. Jerry, come on, man. I got to pay for this Oxnard trip by myself, man. Look, man, I'm telling you right now, if I had sponsors, man, a sponsor to get out there, it would be banana crazy. Yeah. But I really, man, just to be fair with my assessment on this, I think that we going to go back to the playoff and win one playoff game from there before I say anything with the S and the B in it. But I didn't get a chance to see none of these guys on the field in practice with you know what I'm talking about, like in a game, like even a preseason game.
Right.
So can I have you to call me back after at least a preseason game? So I can really have something tangible, because right now everything is intangible as it relates to what they're going to do far as win-loss ratio, and I don't want to lie to you to kick it, though.
That's fair, man. So listen, you said one playoff win, so the last question I asked you is, do we win the division or do we get in as one of those additional playoff seeds, the wild card?
I hands down, I can speak with bold convictions of my heart and say that we're the best team in the NFC East. And I think that all of the other teams, they may have, that's what everybody been saying, closed the gap. They might have closed some of the pieces on the gap, but I don't think it's been 30 to 40 points. I think that the Cowboys still going to be red hot. We still have the best, pretty much, quarterback in this division. One can argue about the wide receiver, but that's a story of a different day. I can really say to everyone, our defense, we kept everyone on the defense. And last I checked, everybody that's in this division, they had problems scoring on us. We kept everybody on this defense. That problem is not going to go away, by the way. And I think that we have. Yeah. I think we have the best coaching staff in this division, right or wrong.
I mean,
when you add Dan Quinn, who else?
That's nothing to be
right.
If you look at the rest of the league, that's nothing to be happy about. If we got the best, I mean, we're probably looking at top 10 probably in the league overall, maybe top 15.
Well, let's break it down like this: in the NFC, including like everybody in the NFC, who have the best coaching staff, the best unit
in the NFC?
We got to be top three, top four.
I like the Rams. I like the Rams.
Rams. I give them that number one. Who's number two?
Give me.
Bucks.
I do like what Tampa has. Yeah, I do like what Tampa has. I would say Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. So at the end of the day, you got him. You're going to look like you got the best coaching staff, But I do like what Philly's doing. Like I said, I'm as big a Cowboys fan as anybody in this chat, and you as well, man. But you got to go with the trends of the league. The trends are addition by spending, and getting those veteran guys that's going to come in and do their job. When you have, you don't have to blink an eye. This guy, what he's going to do, what he's going to produce with you. We all used to the Cowboys philosophy by now. With Stephen Jones. I heard what you said a couple weeks ago in your video. Stephen Jones wants to win his way.
Yeah.
I feel like he wants to win his way, but I don't know if his end all is Super Bowl. They say it, but when you look at it, man, realistically, we got guys that are unproven, like you said. Guys that we're banking on that's going to, fit well in our system and produce. I love our young talent, of course. We struck gold with Michael a year or two ago. That's my guy. Trayvon Diggs, I was so hurt when we drafted him at first because I was going off his college film. Jamar Chase was beating him like a drum. All these receivers was beating him like a drum.
Yeah.
My man came in and got those picks. But week 2, man, I'm going to hold y'all to this, man. Don't be surprised if Jamar Chase goes berserk on him. Unless they double team him. That's just what it is. Them guys, when you come out of college, if they're doing it in college, 9 times out of 10, that's going to translate over to the pros. And you got, Joe Burrow throwing the ball. So I don't like our early schedule, but if you're looking at me, I'm going to put it like this, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love our team. And
right.
Every player that comes to play for us, I love it. But our overall direction, I don't know. Like I said, our receiver depth is going to be a problem at the beginning of the season. If we don't sign a veteran guy, somebody, we got to bring in somebody, I feel like, to just load that, help CD out a little bit. CD, to me, is a great receiver. He can be a great receiver, but all on him starting out is just going to be something I don't know we're going to have to see. So if we trust the running game, we use Tony Pollard more, maybe we'll have some light at that tunnel. But for me, man, I'm a Cowboys diehard, but to me, man, this season doesn't, to me, feel like it's going to be, that promising for us, just off the strength of, we got a lot of improving guys. And
right.
A lot of people coming out. So
did you have confidence last year in this team?
Yeah, I did, but you want to know why? Because I go off the trends. Last year, what did we do? Last year we came up. Dak was coming off the injury.
Right.
So that was good. That led us to a playoffs. But the year before that, he got hurt. We didn't make it. So going into this year, to me, it's a big proven year for Dak. Still, Dak has shown that he's a top tier quarterback, top 10, whatever you want to call him. But to me, he still hasn't taken that next step. Some people could argue that. We could argue that. I don't think he's taken that next elite level step yet to get us over the hump where it's like, it don't really matter who we got around him. He gonna carry us to this X, Y, and Z.
You know what?
He's a cable quarterback.
You just hit me with something, man. And this is like parallel to these group of quarterbacks, minus the rings.
Right.
And I have to say this. It's parallel to almost Steve Young to Montana, meaning that Steve Young, it was like, man, he ain't Joe Montana, and he had to always have that monkey on his back until he was able to win a playoff game, Super Bowl, etc. Right. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is Steve Young, but I see exactly where you're coming from. Like, this dude now going into his 7th season, and people are still saying, approve it, right? So at some point, he is who he is, or he is who he should become. So hopefully he is going to become someone.
Addition by spending. That's not to say we had the money to do it. Like I said, we don't control the team. Like I said, maybe me and you control the team. Who knows? Maybe we would have used that extra $23 million on XYZ player, or maybe they still will. Maybe they might surprise us and trade for a guy. I'm hoping that they do.
Yeah.
Like I said, to me, our two biggest needs for me is, we need a wide receiver at least a number. I mean, until Gallup, hopefully he comes back sooner rather than later. But even still with Gallup, to me, I still think we need another guy. Because, I mean, honestly, to me, James Washington, hey, man, he is who he is at this point. But, I mean, Jalen Tolbert is my only thing I'm surprised. I'm anxious to see, preseason, getting him some reps, getting him some snaps. Hopefully he can show me a little something. But to me, I just think defenses are not going to spear our offense unless Kellen Moore gets creative enough with Tony Pollard, using out the backfield and as well as a slot receiver or a special receiver. Because to me, I mean, I don't think we can just pound Zeke the ball anymore 25 times a game. We can do it, but teams are just going to sit there and say, okay, go ahead and do that. You're not going to ultimately win the game anymore like you did in 2016, 2018.
Right. 2018, yeah.
To me, that's just not going to happen that way. But, hey, if we get more creative on the offensive side of the ball, like I was talking in the chat, the Rams' offensive scheme, what they do, I mean, to me, their offense, their running game is better than ours, and they don't have a Zeke caliber back. They didn't have, They had a Cam Akers, and look at a couple guys they had. They didn't have those
Shawnee Michel,
elite level talent running backs, but their scheme, the way they ran the ball, which then helped their passing game. I feel like, we just got to, I think if we focus on our scheme, maybe if Kellen Moore gets a little bit more of a, I don't know, something to me that he's missing, but, hopefully he can prove me wrong. But if he gets a little bit more of that spontaneous play calling to me in critical situations is a big problem with us. So,
no doubt.
We're going to see, man. I don't, the verdict is still out on Mike McCarthy. He did win the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. And like I said, there's only a couple of those guys. You got Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady to me. And, I mean, maybe you can throw one more guy in there, the dude from Buffalo. But, I mean, if you don't have a quarterback like that, to me, Dak is just sitting right outside of that. And with the team that we have around him right now, I just don't see us getting it done to the degree of hopefully, or I guess some Cowboys fans in the chat, or even you might think, I think you're a little bit more optimistic than me, but I don't know, man. I don't know if we make the playoffs this year. I mean, unless we grab a couple dogs out there, free agency or via trade, but yeah, man, I just wanted to call in about that, and I will be calling in a couple more times along the season just to keep updated with you, man, and keep it going. This is my first time calling you, man, so I just wanted to lay that out there. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, as all y'all in here, but I'm also a realist as well. So,
appreciate you, man. What's your name, fam?
Yeah. My name is Nick, man.
Nick, man, I appreciate you so much, man. You have a good day and a better tomorrow, man. Appreciate you.
You too, brother. Go Cowboys.
All day. Let's go. That's a good call from him. The last caller of the day. I really appreciate him. Objectivity, that's what we need. And we'll get to the super chats. But I think looking back at coaching, we probably have the third or the fourth best coaching staff in the NFC, just only in the NFC, if you really break it down. You got the McVays, you got, and one can argue that, talent is talent there, but you got the McVays, you have Shanahan, what's the dude name? Kyle Shanahan. You got Kyle Shanahan, you got the coaching staff as relates to the Buccaneers and what they bring to the table. So, yeah, I put this staff up there with everyone else, and I think that if you break that down, Brian Daboll for the Giants is still a wait and see. The Eagles coaching staff, they got to figure things out and see whether or not they can repeat what they did their first year there. Who else? In our division, I really like the Washington team coach or what have you, but they have some warts with some crazy decision that Jack Del Rio said earlier this year. So there's a lot of things, a lot of unknowns basically, but neither here nor there when you talk about this division. Like, where do you rank CeeDee Lamb? Is he the number one wide receiver in this division? Somebody can argue that, hey, he have to go up against Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown for that. Terry McLaurin, I don't know his stats. Let me pull up Terry McLaurin's stats right quick. I don't know what he did last year, but I'm quite sure he had some good numbers or what have you. He's their number one wide receiver there. Okay, so CeeDee Lamb stats were better than that last season. He had 2 drops, only 87.8 when targeted. So I'm still picking my guy CeeDee Lamb over Terry. So who's the best wide receiver in this particular division? Is it CeeDee Lamb or who is it? Who's the best edge rusher in this division? / linebacker, because you got to give it to both situations. As far as Parsons, I think Parsons is the best. I'm not finna even pull up anybody from the Eagles or anybody else that's on their particular team. I think that Parsons hands down. And far as the best defensive back, we don't even have to pull up those stats. I think that 11 INTs put you in a very good window by yourself. Lauren is holding out on Washington. So, yeah, maybe we signed Will Fuller. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for that. So, hands down, I just look at this team. We got the best DB, best linebacker / edge rusher, the better coaches over here, the best quarterback. I don't know, when we look at everything, but it is what it is. I think that we hands down can win this division. Justin, appreciate you for the super chat. He says steel will always sharpen steel. Appreciate you, Justin, for the $1.99 for your mind. Cornelius says, what's up with Story Jackson? Haven't heard anything about him in a month. I think the Story Jackson looked good when he put the uniform on, right? We will see if he can, all of the accolades and the things I talked about in the video, we will see if that's going to manifest itself into something in a few weeks here out there in Oxnard. And he's going to have to step it up. I want Story Jackson, Devin Harper to make us forget about LVE, right? To make us forget about questioning the linebacker role for this team. And I'm quite sure that can happen there. But appreciate you, Cornelius, man. Appreciate you for your love and adulations there. I just hope that Story Jackson can do something, by the way. Shout out to Preview. And still, it's JSU all day. Preview don't hold a candle to my JSU. But that's a story of a different day. Stokes with the super chat says, offense healthy and our defense elevated. Yep. If those two things happen, if our defense continue to climb, I would love that. And then on top of that, far as the offense being healthy, we need that. If that can happen, boy, we are in good graces. All right, so let's see. I'm going to read some of you guys' chats here and on the side there. He says, log off, Nick. Shout out to you, Nick. What Nick said, McLaurin contract situation doesn't get talked about at all. Yeah, you're right. They don't talk about that. But if he played for the Cowboys, it would have been all over the news, stretched out just like we did with Dalton Schultz. But it is what it is. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Paul. Bills don't have a ring to it at all. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this semi or mini marathon show as we do every day. And I really appreciate everybody. I try to go live around 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's my window of time. And then sometimes when I stay over 2, that's just me working overtime with you guys. Be sure to smash the like button. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Shout out to you, Gina. Appreciate all of the people that shared this content. Mark down what Coach Marv said. The true leaders of man promotes confidence, not fear. For God have not given me the spirit of fear, Cowboy Nation. Nothing against Trayvon. Appreciate you. You talking about Trayvon Diggs? Well, I want you guys to understand that we judge Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb like they've been playing for 5-6 years. They both going into their 3rd year. Believe it or not. Heavy is the crown, right? The attention span of this team on everybody's pretty much coming out of their mouths, they love to talk Dallas Cowboys for some strange reason. We can't develop a player that we drafted early. No, we can't. They must be locked, loaded, and ready from day one. You see, the Cowboys, the only team that you don't have the longitude or latitude to fly under the radar. For example, Van Jefferson, for the LA Rams, 50 receptions, 800 yards, what have you, 6 touchdowns. If he did that here, oh my goodness, they will be saying, hey man, the Cowboys weapon Van Jefferson. But he flies under the radar in Rams land, right? He literally is not even talked about. And we right now, Cowboy Nation, would have a full parade if Jalen Tolbert can give us that levels of production, right? Or even the guy that we had on his team last year, Cedric Wilson, give us 6 touchdowns, 800 yards out of 50 receptions. We'll be really happy with that. You see, it's always a cycling moment with the Dallas Cowboys as it relates to our guys. We've been measured multiple times and tried upon against the greats. We still saying going into his 7th season, prove it to me, Dak Prescott. I've seen even my guy Big Game James put Justin Herbert, who only played 2 seasons, ahead of Dak Prescott. Lamar Jackson ahead of Dak Prescott. Burrows ahead of Dak Prescott. Matter of fact, you can probably look into this list and put all of the quarterbacks ahead of Dak Prescott. You see, the measures of Dak Prescott is this right here. It don't matter how many playoff wins he win. It don't, believe it or not. He can win a playoff game every single year. He could literally have 7 playoff wins. And people would still say, that dude is trash. You see, the Cowboys operation from the outside is Super Bowl or bust. People disregard that we had Jason Garrett for all of those years, and they literally go back to saying the Cowboys has been 26 years and counting. 13 of those years, I can literally vividly say that we had Jason Garrett in some capacity of those moments of years, right? The true head coach that we had in that long drought, Bill Parcells. It's amazing. We still talk about the guys that was on the team when he was here. Jason Witten. Oh, that's a finding for Parcells. Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware, all of those guys was from the Parcells era that we still talk about to this day. That's crazy, right? But I come here to tell you guys that hopefully Mike McCarthy, Dan Quinn, those guys, those 2 coaches right there can figure out a way to elevate this team so that the naysayers will not be talking about the drought of the Cowboys. They're going to have to get things straight. 12-5 to Cowboy Nation is trash. It's not good enough. To the Jets, that would have been awesome. To the Jags, that would have been everything. But 12-5 for the Cowboys with a first ticket out of the playoffs is not good enough. You see, we greedy, we hungry. And I tell people all the time, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind for it. If Cowboy Nation, if they get out of their own way and go after the thing that they really want, if dogged and grim and besiege and beset with the help of Almighty, they will get it. But they have to do it. We can talk about it, but write this down. Everyone have a reason but results are what matter. That's been my time, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you all. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. They're going to have to figure this out. We can only talk about it, right? They are the ones that's going to have to be about it. Let's go. Salute.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos.
One love, baby. Shout out to you, Sadiqa, Paul, Mickey, Iceberg, Q, VIP. Come on.
I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up. Talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough.
Wanna get you a ring, come on.
Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please.
Execute Order 66.
I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days.
No doubt.
I might make it rain today.
Might make it
rain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know.
Come on.
All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up.
Another one.
Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food.
Come on.
Now you're all on live.
Need some milk.
Another one.
Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling and she freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's
What's good, everybody? Mama said there will be days like this. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Paul. Appreciate you. And if you're watching all the way to this point and you have not smashed that like button nor shared this content, come on, y'all.
Shame.
One love. Let's go.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out. Breathe you in.
It's Dak Prescott's fault, by the way. He's to blame. Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe.
No doubt.
Save the last bite for you.
And
For you. Ooh. Don't let this
Wait for rain, you gotta deal with much.
all alone.
don't let the street lights hit you, baby.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
I thought we was going to have my guy B_Z back, but yeah, I guess he didn't want to jump back around today. Shout out to you, Dallas Cowboys. Got to rewind this one. Shout out to BZ, though, wherever he may be. Yep. Vikings Jerome as well. Bears Jerome. Eagles Jerome. Giants Jerome. If it's your birthday this month, happy birthday to you all. Let's get it. All at one. What we tell them?
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's
Danger.
dangerous to go alone.
Eating salad at a steakhouse. Justin, man, you cold-blooded for that one. Hey. I follow. I probably hurt his feeling, man. You know, I feel bad now, man. I probably hurt the man feeling. Oh, my goodness, man. If I hurt y'all feelings, man, please know that I just be playing around. You know, that's just my mind, the psyche of me. You know, I talk a lot of noise.
Temporarily doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Low key, Sadiq, with it, that's my favorite part. That's why I kind of wait till the end and to play that, to hear that last little note, man. So, yeah. Cool.
That's where the guts went. Just dropped them.
One love to Sadiqa. And shout out to Sally Lawyer. We're mailing it out today. Chris, appreciate you.
Be your biggest fan.
You are the best.
And when things are really tough and they're really rough,
well, what I'm saying,
working, but there's something inside of you that says,
darkness is
all of that, because you don't know who you're gonna be.
One love.
Wow.